Oh gosh, I haven't really practiced, so I'm sorry, Herb, but I guess I'll go through with it. Um, so before I started actually this is part of my presentation. I went through it knowing that I had to talk about my story, and so I show you, I share with you my family. As you can see, we're from the Philippines, and there's my grandma in the front. That was from last year. And I really basically went down and talked about the big elephant in the room, which is this huge statistic about caregivers in America. And this was really provided by the National Alliance for Caregiving and as well as AARP. And I kind of really set up this problem in front of our judges to say that where is this industry going, right? We see that there's a 3.4% annual growth in the state of Florida. We see that almost on average families work about 21 hours per week. I think that's a ridiculous number because I'm sure if you've ever taken care of anyone, that's more than just 21 hours per week. And then just kind of the statistic of just where it's heading. And so I really created this stage so that once I talk about the data and statistics as to where the industry is going, that's where the solution of where I was heading with. And so, I asked the judges as to whether, what we think about caregiving. And I made the statement saying that caregiving is wonderfully and beautifully complex, but sometimes it doesn't really have to be. And that's where I introduced to you Carevocacy, which is delivering care in the comfort of your home. So I combine the two words care and advocacy because if you've ever taken care of anyone, or if you are currently taking care of someone, you want someone to advocate for their care or advocate for your care. And so I said, okay, this app will be an on-demand in-home caregiving service platform that matches families to professional care. And our care advocates, that's our people on the ground, are non-medical elderly care providers. So they don't handle anything with bed rest or anything like that. It's just helping around the house or companionship or tech support, all those kind of things. And I easily defined it into three easy steps, which is one, you describe the care, you choose the care advocate that fits with your families, and then you get the care at the time that you scheduled for it. I categorized our services into four areas, which is companionship and transportation, technology support, personal care, and meal prep. I broke down the pricing as an hourly as to someone coming to your home, as well as sometimes we have clients where they want somebody to come to the house and not just for like an hour or two, but really the rest of the day or their working day. And then I also included a monthly membership. I described about how or where I was going to get these care advocates. So when I went to high school, I actually attended McFadden Technical High School. That's in Davie. And I was fortunate enough to really build some relationships there and really understand their nursing and their MA students, their medical assistant students. So coming from a technical school, I realized that I could use my workforce could come from the schools that I actually attended in the past. So that I was able to connect those two things as well. And market segments, I broke down the market segments. I categorized them by the ideas as to which one is the millennials, the Gen X, the baby boomers, and as well as our Fortune 500 companies that we wanted to partner with. And then I broke down kind of like what made us different from all these other companies. And I wanted to say that with online registries, sometimes you can create scam accounts, you can make fake profiles, while in home care agencies, you're paying for the overhead costs. And so the really good model, we may still be entering the market, but the good model as of right now and where the landscape or the industry is heading is the on-demand model. I broke down this pro forma financials, and I'll be happy to share this with you as to how I represented my financials. This is not exactly how Kauffman taught me. I actually found something online, and I had a great relationship with the person who created this, and really broke down how to create or show pro forma financials in front of investors or pitch competitions. And again, if you look at it, if you can see, these are single digits, but obviously all these are they're all divided by 1,000, I think. I think that was it. Yeah. So they're all thousands. They're just easier for people to understand where it's headed. This company was also by caregivers for caregivers, so I was fortunate enough to be surrounded in a education environment that I had 3 of my board members or my advisory board members as my school professors, and I had the director of care, Serene Ellis, who also attended McFadden with me, and as well as James Bell, who is the financial manager. I ended up with this very sweet, or this kind of vision statement, which was, we want to become a modern home care lifestyle brand for millennials and Gen Z. And I asked the audience, what would you like to be the next generation of care? And then kind of like, this was like a shameless plug to kind of like do some testing and volunteer moments from the crowd. And then a little bit at the end, because I think I was the last person, or was it the first? Yeah, I think I was the last person, and this is not anything else, but I included this group picture or collage of everybody in our kind of our whole team of what we went through that program. I just wanted to break down like the reason why I put these photos like at the end and as well as at the beginning with my family is because if you looked at psychology studies, and this is what I just looked at. If you put a sentimental picture in the beginning and as well as at the end, that's something that's more attractable, relatable. That's something more people can kind of attach themselves to because of the fact that you put that at the first and at the last. So, however that will be displayed in your business, obviously it will be different than mine. But that was really a gist of my presentation and how I went through it. I kind of wish I prepared for like how I actually talked, and I can also share you a link to the Facebook video that my mom posted on there too, if you want to look at it as to how I performed that way, and that could be the best way to learn from there.